FY '24 and multiplied it by 5, and that's what I got. So
That's 25% of our citizenry. Assembly, right?
Well, they're quarterly, so that could, it's not 25%,
Oh.
yes. And factor in the excise tax, it throws it off. It's,
So do people not have the money, or are people just forgetting?
I think people just forget.
some
I mean,
people,
I'm running up here that
Yeah.
morning to check that box.
I've
I
done
saw
it.
you that
I've
one
done it.
morning and I was saying some choice words because I was late.
some people forget, some people procrastinate.
Yeah.
With the motor vehicle, some people, like if they move out of town, they forget that they have to change the garaging address. It comes here and then they owe it here. It's various things.
and there's gotta be a grace period, because the way it's worded is when the demands go out. So it's like, I'm late on a Friday.
There doesn't have to be a grace period.
But I'm
Is it?
saying, like, there must be,
It depends.
yeah, if I'm a day late, the demand doesn't go out tomorrow, right?
It could.
It could.
Most treasure collectors aren't quite that regimented, but it definitely could.
Our treasure collectors are warm and comfy.
So technically, the day after it's due,
You can
it's late,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and it automatically starts accruing
Yep.
interest
yep,
on that day.
yep.
Mhm.
So,
And you could
They-
send a demand, but they usually don't.
right, no,
Yeah.
I know that.
Because it's actually more trouble than it's worth, because then you get stuff in the mail, you get the person that runs in, oh, I forgot yesterday, you know what I mean, so,
Right,
yeah. It's not really worth it to do it that immediately, yeah.
I guess my concern would be if people aren't paying because they don't have the money, tacking on more fees might create a bigger issue for them.
It's entirely up to you, how you wanna vote.
Where does that money go? Do you,
General fund.
Just general fund, okay.
So do you guys usually vote each one, if you wanna recommend it or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we usually say? That there's any more questions regarding this
Yep.
article?
Anybody have any questions regarding this?
No.
Okay, so I propose to vote favorable recommendation for Article 1, tax collector demand fees.
I'll second that. So we got a motion and a second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Alright. All right, moving on to Article 2. This is a prior year bill to see if the town will vote to transfer available funds, a sum of money, costs associated with fiscal year 2025 invoice for Matrix, which is our internet provider, or take any other action relative thereto. So the proposed motion is to move $17,723.44 from cable access account 135011199-570000 to pay the FY25 Matrix invoice number 204004. This invoice is part of the broadband internet service agreement with Matrix for the build-out of the unserved homes on Spring Hill Road.
So after I put this on here, I learned that the select board is not overly happy with Matrix, because I guess they were not moving very quickly with things, and they're not even convinced that this portion of this was done, so I have some research to do. So this might actually be passed over at town meeting.
So we should pass them over.
Was the work complete, do we know?
I just said they're not
Yeah, they're
entirely
not even
convinced that it was complete. I guess this company has been a bit of a problem from the start with the project, so. Yeah.
How would the select board go about, I guess, confirming either way whether the service was provided or not?
So I now have a whole folder with the agreement, with all of the bills that were already paid and everything, so I'm gonna have to maybe take a ride, see what they're billing, see if everything's up, yeah, so.
I'll make
Yeah,
a
so we'll
motion
figure it
to
out.
pass over
Second.
or no recommendation.
Okay, so, we've got a motion and a second for no recommendation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to Article 3, Department of Public Works Superintendent Truck Replacement. This is to see if the town will vote to transfer from the Capital Improvement Stabilization Fund the sum of $71,915.02 to purchase and equip a new truck for the Department of Public Works, including all other incidental and related costs, or any other sum said and funds to be expended under the direction of the Select Board, or take any other action relative thereto. So to move, I move to, or it is basically to move this money for the DPW superintendent's truck as it was struck in a head-on collision and deemed total. The insurance proceeds from the appraised value of $24,780.98 will be added to the requested $71,915.02 for the total purchase price of $96,969.
What kind of a truck costs $96,000?
He got it from the state bid list, and it'll be equipped with the plow and everything like his was.
But
That's
is
why
it,
it's so
is it a
expensive.
pickup truck?
Yes.
Is it a crew cab?
I don't remember.
I know what trucks cost, and I can't imagine a pickup truck is $96,000 even with a plow.
Well, the state bid list says that it is, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I know what you're saying,
yeah,
right? But there are other trucks that don't cost $96,000.
yep,
Like, how come we don't select one of those?
because we choose to go off the state bid list.
But for that particular truck? Like, I would like to know some more details on what kind of truck this is.
Do you want me to go get it for you right now? Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I might have it in my folder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. There you go.
What's the state bid list? Is it like,
So
like
we don't-
used car?
So
like-
we don't have to go out to bid, they're pre-approved with the state, so that we don't have to go out to bid on the vehicles.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so they already do like that
Yep.
background part
Yep.
for us.
Yep.
2026
Cool.
Ford Super Duty F550.
That's why it costs
Super cab.
$96,000. An F-550.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a crew cab. We got 4 total employees in the DPW. Like, I don't understand why we would need a 4-door pickup truck for Super.
Do we know what it'll cost
What's
to
the- what's the
insure
crew
this
cab?
truck?
What is-
4-door
What does
pickup
that
truck.
mean?
4 doors.
Oh, Ford, okay.
I do not,
Yeah, because I'm sure the insurance will be,
as all
Yeah.
insurances, yes.
Mm.
yeah.
But sometimes if it's a newer vehicle, you get less insurance, right? And sometimes if you have an older vehicle, your insurance is more expensive. It's like a crappy
Yeah.
car.
Is this committee allowed to put a hold on that request because it's a crew cab versus a regular car?
We're just allowed to make a
Yeah.
recommendation or not a
Oh, so we
So
recommendation.
we could vote favorable, non-favorable, or
Yeah.
no recommendation at all.
So, I know you said head-on collision on the other truck. Was there not a utility body on the other truck that we can reuse?
I've
Is-
never seen, the truck was totaled.
Yeah.
It
But
was
just a
totaled.
head-on collision, like, was the back of the truck
I'm
totaled?
not an appraiser, I don't know, the truck was totaled.
Because there's $13,000 in here for a new utility body.
To me, totaled means totaled.
But, I mean, I had an Audi one time that was totaled because the headlights were broken. So, but the rest of the car was fine.
I'm assuming it was total, is probably auctioned off, right?
Yeah.
An insurance
Whatever.
company
Yeah.
won't
So they came in at 24.
insure it, I believe, if it's supposed to be totaled.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow to spend $71,000 out of savings to buy a new truck. There's no other trucks at the DPW that can be used?
Nope.
Do we know how much that will leave in stabilization?
We have, I believe, about 245 in the
Okay.
stabilization right now, and the capital improvement stabilization.
So that's gonna take a good chunk of it out.
But it is also a capital improvement item that will last a number of years that you're not gonna have to replace, unless, of course, somebody, hits it again, like Verizon or somebody. So
We don't have
typically
good
with,
luck
the,
in that.
the capital improvement items, they have a life of 5 years or more, which this will, so.
If this was to be favorable, how soon would this truck be delivered, do we know?
As soon as it's voted, it's available.
Okay.
So we just do
Oh,
up the
that's right away.
contract, we'd have to write up a
So-
contract to make sure that that's what he got, and, yep.
So if we needed it for
Yep.
snow plowing, it'd be available?
Yep. Yep, so right now, I think what he's doing is he's moving tools from vehicle to vehicle to vehicle as he's, trying to work, so it's not
What's he
really.
using now for a truck?
You would have to ask him. I'm not with him every day.
I guess in this instance, it would have been nice to have the DPW person here.
Or a select
Well, he'll
board
be at the
member?
town meeting,
Oh,
so,
I see.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to pass it over. That's probably friendlier than making an unfavorable motion.
Okay, we got a motion to pass over this article. Do we have a second?
Or a different motion?
Yes.
I mean,
I do think maybe a little more information is required as far as why we landed on this vehicle, if there's other options out there. So I will second the motion to pass over
Okay.
Article 3. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, moving on to Article 4, so budget line transfers. This is to see if the town will vote to transfer $7,212 from the fiscal year 26 omnibus budget line 105541-512200, the outreach coordinator, to line 105541-510000, the senior center director. This article would allow the Council on Aging director's salary to be fully restored from the annual town meeting vote on June 28th, 2025, that reduced it by the same amount.
who's the
Why?
outreach coordinator? Are they
So-
not getting paid?
So the outreach coordinator is Brenda Rich. She is actually paid through Hardwick, and it was discovered that Hardwick actually pays all of her salary. So this line is not needed for this fiscal year. We're actually looking at everything, the whole entire agreement with the Council on Aging at this
Okay.
point. But I don't know why this vote occurred to reduce her pay by that odd amount. But considering that she was hired at a particular pay rate, she should be restored to that.
So, my understanding on, and I can give you some background on the second part of that, but my understanding on the outreach coordinator, a portion of that salary does get drawn from Barre at some point.
It didn't last year. And in speaking with Hardwick, they said that yes, they are paying her, because they don't pay us anything, so they need to do
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
so.
how long have we budgeted for the outreach coordinator in Barre? I remember seeing last year it wasn't used.
Yeah, it wasn't used last year. I
But it
think a
was the
portion
bef-
of it was the year before, and
Yeah.
that's as far back as I went.
Yeah, no, I saw that the year before that it was
Mhm.
used. I just didn't know. Because I remember when I was asking about it, somebody had told me that Barry pays a portion of the salary. Hardwick paid the first so much for so long, and then Barry picked up and took it. So I guess my concern would be if the 72, does that wipe out the fund completely?
No, it's at
It was
9,000.
like 9,000,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, it's at 9,000.
So really, you're transferring from the outreach coordinator to the agent director's salary?
Yes,
So
to
that's
try to
what you're
make the
doing.
director whole because her
But
funds
you're
were
making
taken
someone
away
else
from her.
unwhole to make her whole.
No, because she's getting paid from Hardwick. So she's still getting her pay, she's just not getting paid from here because she gets paid from Hardwick.
Isn't she employee of Barry though?
Nope, she's an employee of Hardwick. She gets paid through Hardwick.
Like if she got injured on the job, whose workman's comp would it go against?
I believe Hardwick.
Even though it's a Barry facility?
I would think so. But that's one of those things we need to work out in the agreement that I know you know we're working on.
Yeah.
So when we passed the annual town budget,
Yes.
we reduced the director's salary by $7,212.
For whatever arbitrary reason, yes.
Yeah, because they were defunding a treasury position. And then at the time, the senior senate director was also being paid for the same hours as the VA coordinator. So I said to myself, why are we paying her twice for the same job during the same hours? Let's take the 7,200 from a position that's already being paid twice to do the same amount of work and move it over to a position that is valuable.
I disagree, but that's your prerogative, so.
Yeah, well, it passed.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but as I said, when you hire somebody and say this is your salary and then you take it away, I mean, what kind of message does the town of Barre send to
Well, I would say the
employees
same
when
thing
that
when they
happens?
were defunding other people's
That's
salaries.
not, yeah, but that's not the discussion here, this, if we
but
can
it's the
stick to
same
this
point.
article.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion on Article 4?
I make a motion to I'm sorry, I'm having like a
That's all
brain
right.
fart. What's
That's all right.
what am I
Take your
supposed to say? A favorable motion, a
Okay.
favorable recommendation. There we go.
And I second.
We've got a motion and a second for favorable recommendation on Article 4. All in favor? Aye.
I abstained from that because I was the one that made the original.
All right. So, favorable recommendation. All right, moving on to Article 5.
Before you
sorry.
read, can I actually have the final numbers.
Okay.
So the proceeds was $185,103. So the total borrowing up to $205,301.
205 what?
301.
All right, so Article 5 is to authorize borrowing for a purchase of the new ambulance, to see if the town will vote to authorize the treasurer collector with the approval of the select board to borrow up to $205,301 in accordance with GL C-44, 7 or 8, or any other enabling authority to purchase and equip a new ambulance for the fire department, including all incidental or related costs, or take any other action relative thereto. So the description is, the article would allow the fire department to order a new ambulance for a total cost of $394.04. The remaining $184,000 would come from the insurance proceeds paid out of the motor vehicle accident caused by the Verizon truck sliding into and totaling the former ambulance.
So we just got a new ambulance, right?
This is,
Yes.
This is it.
But that was it? It
Yes.
got into an accident?
Yes.
Jeez
Yeah, 'cause
No,
Louise.
no, the new one did not.
So
but
we
this
had
was
like,
the year before the new one. it was less than a
Yes.
year old, I think, when it
Yes.
happened.
So, yeah, so that one was completely totaled. There was nothing that they could say from it.
Ugh.
So the fire chief did actually kind of go down, like not doing the larger cab and getting gas instead of diesel to try to get it under the $400,000. So he did what he could with that. I can tell you, Rich Stevens is and the chief are also looking for demos, the possibility of a demo ambulance as well.
Are we still borrowing the one from, was it Gardner or?
No, so we tried to revive an old ambulance, but then, yeah, that didn't work out, so it can't be run. Hardwick at this time, a part of our meeting with Hardwick a couple weeks ago, it was becoming a hardship to be able to go to Hardwick to service them, right? Because we're already down fire department employees as it is, going there with one ambulance. And they have actually been being serviced by West Brookfield. So we don't have that demand on us at this time, which is good. So it gives us a little bit of time to be able to get a new ambulance. But
Can I ask a couple questions? I'll come back to the Verizon portion of it, but, so you said under 400 going with the gas job. Was it just the $10,000 or is it like a lot more? How much was the?
he made a few changes, so I can't answer that. You'd have to ask the chief.
Because I think if it was only the 10,000, I don't know, like, I'd much rather see the diesel because it's gonna last a lot longer.
And I think the chief would rather have gas than diesel.
Really?
I believe he said, yeah.
Okay. And then the question I've asked, I was there that day. I drove by the accident.
Mhm.
I drove, my wife got into an accident that morning. There were about 8 accidents on that road that morning. Why isn't Verizon buying us a new fire ambulance, like completely?
That's not what Verizon does.
No,
I have contacted
yeah.
town council to
Yeah.
see what we can do, and I have contacted our insurance company as well. So, yeah, I mean, we are working with them, but you don't just instantly get awarded a new
Yeah.
ambulance
No,
because
I get
Verizon
that.
hits you.
But they make $4 billion a month. I work there.
Yeah.
$4 billion a month.
So maybe you should ask them.
I don't work there anymore. But, I mean, they have money, they have insurance for that. Like,
Mhm.
I don't understand. And that ambulance was less than a year old that we totaled. So we're just going to accrue a $206,000 loan with interest.
Yeah, because all we got was the 185, 103
But are
from
we
Verizon.
also suing Verizon?
As far as I know, I wasn't here when this happened.
No,
It
I
happened
understand,
over
I
a year
understand.
ago, so why these questions are being asked now
Yep.
is kind of odd to me. And I'm playing catch up, trying to figure out
I
what was
understand.
and was not done.
Okay, I get it. And I know the harsh reality that if we ordered that thing a year ago, we still won't see it for another year. It's like a 2-year waiting period
Mhm.
for it. So if we borrow the 206, 404 to get the truck on order, which we desperately need, and then Verizon comes through, will we be able to pay that loan off
Yep.
early, do we know?
Yep, because we would take a bond anticipation note and just roll it over as we needed to, so we could just pay it off at any time.
Okay. Can we, actually, an amendment on the floor could be made. I just want to make sure if that cash windfall comes in, it actually goes towards that, and like, we don't just take the money and spend it somewhere else.
You can't.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the insurance?
Yeah, if we,
Yeah,
yeah.
if we actually got money from Verizon for
Yeah.
it, yeah.
So at this,
Um,
I'm sorry, at this time, we're only using one ambulance.
Yes,
And we're relying on backup from, I'm assuming Rutland,
yes,
in the event of,
yes.
okay.
Okay. And there's a 2-year ETA on,
Yes.
so we gotta, okay. All right.
Reluctantly, I'll make a motion for favorable action. We need to
Yeah.
get it ordered.
Yeah.
It's,
Second.
Emergency.
All right, we got a motion and a second for favorable. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is it normal for the damaged party to litigate against the person who causes damage?
Yeah, like, damn it, so us, yeah. Like, that's how insurance, if this was a car, and it was you and I involved in the accident, you were at fault, your insurance would be on the hook for full replacement value of my car, and full replacement value of that ambulance.
So we're handling
is-
it the same way, I guess.
I don't know. None of us were involved.
All right, moving on to Article 6, local option meals tax.
Going again.
It's the little engine
Third
that
time's the
could,
charm.
yeah.
I will put this on every warrant till the end of time.
All right.
Extra money.
All right, so this is to see if the town will vote to accept the provisions of GL 64L 2A, so as to impose a local sales tax upon the sale of restaurant meals originating within the town by a vendor at a rate of 0.75% of the gross receipts of the vendor from the sale of meals, or take any other action relative thereto. Basically, this article would allow the town to collect 0.75% of meals tax on the sale of meals within the town. An initial annual estimate of TBD would be raised with an affirmative vote of this article. So I know in the past, I know this committee's voted favorably both times, and we've had a very, I would say, vocal minority within the town that was able to kind of sway the opinion to not vote this article in. I think as a town, we need to start to get creative with some of our revenue generating, instead of just relying on the property owners within the town. But I'll leave it up to the committee.
Would this apply, and I never thought of this at any of the other meetings, would this apply to takeout meals
Yes.
at Wholesome Foods?
Yes.
Because my
I believe so, but let me confirm that.
I never thought of it before.
Yeah.
That was said the first time that it was proposed. It would be takeout food, not groceries, but if somebody got a pizza
The
to
takeout
go.
meal,
Prepared
okay.
meal.
Yeah,
All right.
prepared meal.
Okay.
Prepared.
Anything
Yeah,
meals
prepared
taxes,
meals.
you
Yeah.
gotta assess
Right.
to.
Right. And the other clarification I think we would need is, I know they have the pizza shop, they have the sandwich shop,
Mm-hmm.
but they have prepared meals that you can buy to take home and put in the microwave.
You'd have to check to see if there's a meals tax assessed to.
Right, I don't know
Yeah.
if that falls under the,
I believe it would, but I'll double
Yeah.
check just to make sure.
So
just
I-
so that we don't get into, if we pass it, we don't
Yeah.
get into trouble with what is and what isn't.
There's actually a really nice, actually, I don't think it goes into that depth of a definition though. But there is a nice little slideshow that DOR put together on the meals tax and the rooms tax.
Okay.
I'll double check that, and if it's not in there, I will find out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think just to present to the town, there was like a spreadsheet of other towns. Oh, perfect, you have it. Yes, because that came up
So, and I
last
have the
town meeting.
FY '25 totals that the town, even Phillipston, I got Phillipston to do
Awesome.
this, so.
Okay.
All the FY '25 totals are here, I don't know if you guys wanna take a look at that. The rooms, so there's two other articles on here for local option rooms tax, and also community impact for short-term rentals, and I printed, these are all Worcester County towns.
Can that go into the packet for the town meeting? So,
I'm gonna ask, that's one of my questions for town council,
okay,
if we can put that in there as well.
because I think that'll be helpful.
Yeah, I'd actually like to put up some facts on our website prior to, but I want to make sure that that's okay to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first time I was all in, the second time I kind of backed off on it, and I'm gonna have to say, in this economy out there, it just seems like we're squeezing, and I know it's an opportunity to get revenue from people outside of the town that don't live in the town, that are here visiting, I get it. The rooms tax, there's one place in town, like, how much are we actually gonna get from that? Like,
Well-
besides the Jenkins Inn, what else is?
Phillipston,
Can we just not get ahead of
yes.
ourselves? Can we stay on Article 6?
Oh,
And
yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
move on to
let's-
Article 7.
Sorry, Zach.
Yeah, no problem.
The residents, I've heard from them, they're gonna show up. If you were looking for attendance, this is the one that's gonna put attendance in the meeting. They're not gonna be happy about it.
That's okay, they don't have to vote for it.
Yeah, and I think
And I hear you say you're gonna put it on from now to,
Every single, because this is, I mean, look at all of these towns in Worcester County that has put this in here.
There's a
And
lot of
look at the-
zeros.
Yeah,
There's a lot
but
of
look
zeros.
at, look at all the ones that aren't zeros, and look at the money that they get, and you figure all of the people who come into town to eat here, who don't live here, the impact of them coming here as well.
Holden has none.
That, I don't work in Holden, I can't answer that.
Well, Holden has a zero? Or-
Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't,
yeah.
they haven't accepted
yeah.
it, yeah.
But I think we gotta be realistic as a town, right? It's like, we don't have a lot of industry here.
No. And it's all going on to the taxpayers.
Right. Right.
So you have to, like you said, you have to be creative, you have to find other ways. And these are options that, legal options that the town has. I mean, I pay it in Athol, I pay it in Orange, I pay it so many other places
Yes.
that I go.
And you don't
I
realize.
still go out to eat,
Right.
you know?
And this is still the same amount that we've proposed
Yeah,
prior.
Yeah.
I know that there was like some discussion regarding the whole state allowing a larger amount, but this seems to be the same amount, which
I think it's only the
it ended
20
up being like
yeah. I
You
think the
know,
local
like
option is only the 0.75.
75 cents for a $100
Yeah.
bill or something
I
like
think,
that.
yeah, I think that,
so.
And that was some of the objections that we heard, and people had to overcome the past two times. Like, yeah, it's only a small tax now, but what happens if the state says they're going to increase it? Are we automatically tied to the, these are just questions you'll have to answer.
no, that would have to go to town meeting again to
Again.
increase it. Yeah, you can't just increase that.
So Phillipston got $3,800.
Yeah, For
Was that
the-
a full
for the-
year or just a portion of the year?
that was for the rooms tax.
Oh, the rooms tax,
I think they got 17,000 for,
meals tax.
and all they have is the Red Apple Farm and the King Philip. So,
Is coming from the Red Apple Farm.
yeah.
I think it's gonna anger a lot of people, but I understand what you're saying.
Look at Auburn.
Yeah.
I know, some towns, they get crazy money from this, they really do. But I mean, every little bit helps, and nobody wants
it
to have
does.
an override, nobody wants to have their taxes raised. Where's the money gonna come from?
Sean, I understand.
Control your budgets.
Well,
Control
we're
your
gonna
budgets.
talk about that when it comes to budget season, aren't we?
Yeah, we
Yes,
are.
we are. Yes, we
Pre-COVID,
are.
and like, I remember at the time, I was negotiating, I had all the town clerical staff in Athol. The only thing that, one of the things that kept Sean afloat during that time period was he had revenue coming in from that,
Yeah,
from the meals
Yeah.
tax.
It's in big money in some places.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion for favorable recommendation again.
I will second that. So we've got a favorable motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I have to vote opposed.
Okay. Okay, so favorable?
You just write one opposed.
One opposed?
Yeah, I don't know, do we write it that way? I don't know how to write it.
That's from the winery, 29,000.
All right, moving on to Article 7, local option rooms tax. This is to see if the town will vote to accept provisions of GL 64G3A so as to impose a local option room occupancy excise tax at a rate of 6% or take any other action relative thereto. This article would allow the town to collect 6% room occupancy tax on rooms rented within the town. An initial annual estimate TBD would be raised with an affirmative vote of this article. So I think that's also captured on that spreadsheet as well?
yes.
Are there places that rent rooms here?
Jenkinson,
Is that the only place?
I would actually get a list, I'll eventually get a list from the state.
Okay.
I was shocked in Phillipston, they had 2 Airbnbs,
Oh, okay,
which you actually get it from, like, who Airbnbs in Phillipston?
okay.
So I would actually get a list from the state, because you have to register with the state if you do that. So I can't answer that at this time, because you'd be surprised
Okay,
what actually ends up popping up.
but that's the only place we're completely aware of, that there's no other, like, hotel.
Is,
Well, any Airbnbs, like, that you.
what's, up past the school, the
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 place on
meditation
right, yeah,
place,
yeah,
is
well,
that considered?
I mean, they're renting
They're
rooms.
nonprofit. So
That, well, it's, mm,
Oh, that's
no.
right. They would have to pay.
well,
think
they
would.
don't pay tax. because they're a nonprofit
Let me
religious
look
organization,
into-
they're a 503c,
Yeah.
so they'd make a
Oh,
donation
actually, I
to the
gotta wait for
state,
my
I mean, to
list
the
anyway.
town.
Yeah. so-
But they don't pay any tax, but it's, yeah, it's not considered a hotel. Okay,
So, and this is actually up to 6%, you could recommend to do any percent. It's up to 6%.
That's the max?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the select board suggesting 6%, or they're,
They haven't voted
Okay.
on this yet,
okay.
yeah,
When is their meeting when they're voting on it?
the first. And Article 7 has to pass in order to do Article 8.
Is there any motion on Article 7?
I say we pass over it until we see what the select board.
Got a motion to pass over Article 7?
Second?
Second.
Okay, you got a motion in 2 seconds. All in favor for passing over Article 7?
Aye.
I, does that mean that we'll?
So then we pass
like-
over
Yep.
Article 8 as well?
So you pass over Article 8 as well, yep.
Number 8,
So Article 8 would be to allow the town to collect 3% short-term rental community impact fee on professionally managed one of 2 or more short-term rental units located within the town with the same operator. The initial annual estimate, TBD, would be raised with an affirmative vote at the start. So this is the Airbnb tax, correct?
So this is the community impact fee on the Airbnb. So you have people coming in from wherever that is going to impact the community, whether it be police, fire,
Okay.
you know, whatever. So this is another local option that you can do for a community impact.
Do we know in town if there are any Airbnbs?
I don't have the list yet. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
And this is like on top of the other 6%?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
but
it would be
this
like
is- yes.
9%.
This is for using our services if they were ever to use them, basically.
Yes.
No, well,
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
This is to reimburse for any,
right.
in the event of.
So it would be up to, if both passed, it could possibly be up to a 9% surcharge.
unless you ordered food there. And then it goes up.
Right.
Like if you stayed at the Jenkins Inn and
Yeah,
ordered a
right.
meal, you'd be paying for.
So we have to pass over that one anyways.
Yeah, yep.
Yes.
So,
$50.
all right, moving on to Article 9. So this is a bylaw amendment, zoning chapter 140, to see if the town will vote to amend the code of the town of Barre zoning chapter 140 by inserting a new section 140-10.2, battery energy storage, or take any other action relative thereto.
And I don't have the bylaw yet.
Okay,
But we can't write the bylaw unless there's a blank space to insert it in, right? Is that what this is, a placeholder, or are we gonna actually have a bylaw?
This is just a placeholder for the warrant. They're working on
Oh,
a
okay.
bylaw change. Yeah, I just don't have it.
And that's the planning and the,
Yep.
so would this make the town able to zone an area for a BES?
I don't want to speak to it because I don't
Okay.
have it.
Okay. I guess I
So-
just say, I don't understand the article. then.
Yeah, same.
I think
They're,
it's,
they're trying to prevent.
Yeah,
They're trying to prevent it.
Okay.
I'll make a,
Pass over.
Yeah, if we do a passover, that's like we meet before and we just decide
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I
so
would
yeah,
pass
that's-
over it if you don't have it in front
Yeah.
of you, yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion to pass over Article 9.
Mhm.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, everybody seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so
What's
we
a
will
second?
pass over. Article 10, transfer from the sewer retained earnings. This is to see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of $75,775 from the sewer retained earnings to a replacement account to purchase and equip a compact loader and hydraulic boom, including all incidental or related costs, or take any other action relative thereto.
This is for the wastewater treatment plant?
This article would allow the sewer commission to transfer $75,775 from the retained earnings to cover the cost of the compact loader and hydraulic.
Do you know if this is for the wastewater treatment plant?
Well, it's for the sewer department, so
To
I
use
would
as
assume-
they need?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know what it's? This actually brings up, so since the superintendent works for the water department, the sewer department, and the highway department, and the highway department is not covered under any of the enterprise funds, can we use some of the sewer department and the water earnings to purchase the vehicle, considering it's split 3 ways? His pickup truck?
Well,
But he
What?
works for all 3 departments, so the superintendent works for all 3 departments.
aren't we on this article?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just made me think, because we're buying equipment to be used for the sewer department, and it can only be used for the sewer department if it comes out of that enterprise fund, it can't be
Mhm.
used for the DPW whatsoever. But a vehicle is different, can it be used by, because it's shared by 3 different departments, like if there's
Are you talking about the loader?
I was kinda going back to like on the pickup truck. Like, rather than the town taking a $71,000 hit out of savings, can we
You
spread
can bring it
that?
up at town meeting and see if they wanna do it.
Yeah, so this is just for the sewer department.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is only for the sewer department,
Yeah.
that's why it's coming from their retained earnings.
Didn't we
yeah.
just buy a loader for,
That's what this is. So they just bought a loader that they took out of their expenses, and they want to replenish their expenses from their retained earnings for the purchase of the loader.
but I thought we bought the loader out of chapter 90.
No,
Yeah, we definitely did,
how do you know that?
because I was there
When?
last year.
No, we just bought one, we went out to bid. We just bought one in the last month. We just,
Another loader.
yes. And that was not purchased through chapter 90 funds, that was purchased by the commission, the sewer commission, out of their expenses, and they wanna take from the retained earnings to put back into their expense line.
What does, this is probably a really dumb question, what does it normally, like, what do the sewer retained earnings normally go to? I feel like at the end of the year, we transfer those into,
So the sewer commission is its own enterprise, well, the sewer is its own enterprise.
right,
So
but then at the end of the
whatever's-
year, we get the receipts, and then we transfer
Yeah.
those to cover the cost of the things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is that same fund, or this is a different fund? I guess that's what
So
I'm
this,
saying.
yeah, so this just came from their, what, I'm assuming their expenses. I haven't looked at all of their lines because they're their own enterprise, so
Mhm.
there's nothing I can do about it. So this just comes from their expenses, and they're just looking to already cover it because we're so early in the fiscal year from the retained earnings to
Okay.
replenish their expenses. And then whatever isn't spent out of their expenses at the end of the fiscal year goes
Goes
back
back
to
in,
their
okay.
retained earnings, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll make a motion to pass over, only because I think there's a lot more information and questions that I'd like to ask, but there's nobody here to ask them to, unfortunately.
All right, we've got a motion to pass over Article 10. Do we have a second? Or a different motion? I'm gonna make a motion for favorable recommendation on Article 10.
I'd second that.
Okay, we've got a motion favorable and a second. All in favor?
I,
I abstain.
All right, moving on to Article 11, transfer from sewer retained earnings. This is to see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of $14,520 from the sewer retained earnings to the sewer equipment account for the installation of heat pumps at the wastewater treatment facility, including all incidental related costs, or take any other action relative thereto. So this would basically pay for the installation of heat pumps in the wastewater treatment facility.
for favorable.
Got a motion for favorable, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Article 12, vacation pay advances to employees. This is to see if the town will vote to accept the provisions of GL 4465 to allow the accountant to make advance payment of any officer or employee thereof in advance of their regular vacation to the extent of the pay to which he is about to entitled during such vacation period under such
Apparently I was typing too much.
under such regulations as the town treasurer may prescribe or take any other action relative thereto.
I think 3 of us read this, so good job. Apparently, we need to read it out loud. So this is kind of just a housekeeping item because this is something that is already done and it's in the personnel policy, but I discovered it was never voted into the town when I
Okay.
was looking for something else. So I was like, oh crap.
If the vacation time is advanced to the employee and they leave for whatever reason, they separate, are they are responsible for paying that back?
So this is the problem right now. So when somebody leaves, and I'm actually at the next select board meeting, I've actually made a lot of changes to the personnel policy based off of this. So at this point, if somebody leaves the town employee, the accountant pays out all of the vacation time. Okay? My changes to the personnel policy is it will be paid out to the prorated date of separation.
Okay.
Okay? So this is really just trying to clean everything up, pull everything together and revamp everything because everything is very loose around here. There's no clear definition of stuff, so.
What do the collective bargaining agreements say for the different units? Like,
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but this is the personnel policy, not the CBA's. Yeah.
So the way I read this is that if I didn't accrue, say, a week's vacation, and I wanted to take a week's vacation, it would get approved. But if I left before I accrued my vacation, with my last paycheck, does the town withhold what I was advanced? That's the way I read this.
No, so so as of July 1, if somebody's credited with 2 weeks vacation, okay, say they take a week's vacation in August,
Yeah.
they leave in September, they leave in September.
Yeah.
They're not gonna pay that vacation back, but if they don't take any vacation and they leave in September, then what they're paid out is prorated to that September date, which isn't gonna be much because it's
Right, right.
September, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I guess I would ask why it wouldn't work the same way, both ways, where you, like, I deal with prorated vacations all the time in contract language. It's, you either have it or you don't. If it's front-loaded and you get it all at once and you take it and you leave, then you don't know anything. And-
Yes.
And actually, if you quit or get fired, in Massachusetts anyways, they're gonna pay it all to you that day that you terminated, or if you quit.
Which is a whole separate issue this town had that is now fixed.
So, I get what Dawn's saying, I get what you're saying. I think to keep them the same, I think you would wanna make them the same, where if it's front-loaded, or if it's earned, and they take the time and they leave in September, like, why wouldn't the town look to garnish back to minimum wage for like vacation? So if they get 2 weeks in July 1 and they burn through all 2 weeks and then they quit on September 1st, why would it be different from if they didn't take it? So if they didn't take it, they wouldn't be paid out the time, but if they did take it, they get to keep it, kind of.
That's a question for the personnel policy, so come to next Monday's meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the rate of accrual per pay period for the town? Does it
Would
vary
it, for
by?
vacation,
Yeah.
you mean? No, so it's not per pay period. So
Okay.
sick time is 1.25 days if you're benefited, because you end up with, I think, 15 days over the year. But vacation, it depends on how many hours you work,
Okay.
what you're earning, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, yeah, so it
So it
just
varies on tenure as well?
Yeah, but, and it's
Okay.
not per pay period, so, yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm not familiar with the way vacation works, okay? So on January 1st, do you automatically get hypothetically your 4 weeks?
July 1st,
July
yes.
1st.
Yes.
So you automatically are entitled to 4 weeks. So it's
Yes.
not accrued through the year?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you
So it's
no,
all
you get it.
front-loaded?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's what's been happening, but this has not ever been accepted.
Right, right.
Which is just probably by oversight, but just to make sure that we have it in there. It's just a housekeeping
Okay,
thing.
okay.
So nobody
The
can
way
say
I
it's
read
not
it
on
is
the
Yeah,
that's
and it's been part of the
Especially
personnel policy for however long it's been there, it's just never been voted.
Is there a certain amount of allowed time per quarter that a town employee is allowed to take off?
It goes by department, really,
Okay.
you know, like what the needs of the department are. I mean, like I can say, I mean, I've been working for municipalities over 10 years. I don't think I've ever taken 2 weeks off in a row,
Mm.
you know? I mean, it's really the needs of the department. And typically, when you have a good town and you have good working departments, I mean, typically most of the employees are like, hey, I have this vacation planned 3 months from now.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I take the week off, you know?
Yeah.
So, and the department head can always deny it if it's, you know, if need be.
Based on needs,
If
right?
yeah, if need be, which you try obviously not to do because, you know, nobody wants their vacation denied, so.
Yeah.
So the GL chapter 44, section 65 just allows the accountant and treasurer by law to make those payments.
Yes.
Guess I'll make a motion for favorable action.
Second that?
And I will fix that.
So we've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and that's the last of the warrant articles for the special town meeting coming up.
Okay. So which ones do we need to come back to? Maybe we can just make a note of that.
Yes. So, we gave no recommendation on Article 2.
Okay.
We passed over Article 3. We passed over Article 7, which we also had to pass over Article 8 as well. We passed over Article 9,
Okay.
and we're good on everything else.
And everything else is good. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna meet again
We meet
prior
again.
to the special
Yes.
town meeting,
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
special
Sandy-
town meeting?
Yeah,
8th, I
the
believe?
9th, I
Or
think.
8th, yeah,
Yeah,
9th,
Sandy wanted to make sure you still wanted to meet
Yes.
on the 9th
Yep.
as well. Okay. Let me make sure it's the 9th. Yeah, so it was the 9th.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some more information on the ones we had to pass over.
Right, and then we can make those.
And then, yes, we can,
Perfect.
So can I ask, I know I had asked if I could like zoom in, and I get we don't have the capabilities, but I've, in this past year, since like the election, I've witnessed select board members calling in on the phone. Like, is that not an option to like call in on the phone and like
I
listen to the
think
meeting?
you have to accept something. I think the board has to vote to accept. Let me look into that and see. It gets very sticky when you have people on the phone
I know.
and you're running a meeting.
I know.
I mean, if you're gonna be part of a board or committee, in my opinion, you should be part of a board or committee.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't be here, then you shouldn't
Well,
be here.
we have work commitments, like sometimes we gotta travel and,
Yeah,
you know, it's a volunteer board
Yep.
also. I get regularly scheduled, like when we're like with these special one-offs.
yeah, you weren't supposed to be here tonight.
I changed my work plan, so I
Well,
could be here.
good. Good.
all right. So it is 7:28. I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn the Town of Barre Finance Committee meeting.
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Sam.
You did a wonderful job.
I know.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.